What's up guys, my name is justinrgraziano and I'm a product photographer. If you guys are new to this channel, I do a lot of tutorials and behind the scenes breakdowns. Today I want to talk to you guys about a shoot I had the chance to do earlier this year, and it was for the cover of Zymurgy Magazine. As I was growing as a photographer, I was actually a subscriber to Zymurgy Magazine, and I would see these covers come in the mail and I would always think it would be pretty awesome to be one of these photographers, but I knew at the time I had a lot of work to get there. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys how I built the concept for this photo for something that's going to be featured on something like a magazine cover, and how this made my shoot day go so much easier. So my normal workflow for most of my photo shoots is to rough my ideas out onto these storyboards. This basically just helps me get my general composition and just to lay my ideas out onto paper. But for this one, I wanted to get as detailed as possible, so I decided to lay this one out on my iPad, which allowed me to dial things in, and then it gave me something to present my idea before I even started shooting. So let's break down how my idea for this magazine cover came to life. To start, they did send me some reference images of photos that I had previously done. This helped us to get things going pretty easily. So if you're ever working with a client on building a concept, it's always smart to ask for reference images, or if you already have an idea in mind, you could send them some of your own. So the idea for this photo was to show ingredients that could be used to add barrel character to beers, but on a homebrew scale. So we needed to make sure to feature beer, all of these wooden elements, and then a mix of light and dark grains. So to start building my concept for this photo, I knew I wanted to start with the main focal point, which would be the glass of beer. I knew I wanted to draw as much attention to it, so I decided to add a slight tilt to the glass, as well as a splash to invoke some movement. Then pretty much from there, I took the rest of the ingredients that they asked me to include, making sure to balance out my composition, and making sure that each ingredient was visibly seen. The whole entire reason of me sketching out my concept before shooting, it gave me the opportunity to pitch my idea that I had in mind before I spent all the time shooting and editing. Imagine if you were working on a project for hours just to be told that you were going in the wrong direction. So this ended up saving me time during my shoot day and even during my edit. So once the concept sketches were approved for this photo, I could start shooting and really bring this cover to life. So for this shoot, I shot on a white seamless background on top of a white clean surface. Basically, the reason I did this was so that once I got to the editing process, I could drop in any color background as I wanted. Before we started this shoot, we didn't solidify what color background we wanted, so I wanted the option to play with as many different background colors as we could. Pretty much from here, I kept my lighting super simple, one key light up front and one backlight supported by a white foam board. Once I had my lighting all dialed in, I just had to shoot as many splashes as possible. I wanted to make sure that I had as many options as I could so that I could composite them in the final edit. Then pretty much from here, I just had to capture each individual ingredient. And one thing to note is I didn't realize how difficult it would be to shoot all of these wooden elements. I actually ended up drilling a pilot hole into some of them so that they wouldn't crack when I put a nail into them. Basically, this just gave me something to hold onto while I positioned them for each shot. All in all, throughout the editing process, I pretty much worked through my regular workflow, and I actually decided to take a little bit more time cutting everything out so to make sure that everything was as clean as possible. If you guys haven't checked out a few of my editing breakdowns, make sure to check those out. I'll make sure to link some down below if you guys haven't seen them. And now you guys are probably wondering, how did this magazine cover actually turn out? Rather than dropping it here on the screen like I normally do, I thought we could do something a little bit different and show you guys the physical cover. So after wrapping this one up and finally sending it off to the Brews Association, the response was incredible. They were so stoked on it, and I was even able to get a small interview inside the magazine. The whole experience of shooting this magazine cover was so much fun, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity. Shooting this cover was definitely something to check off my bucket list, and it couldn't have come at a better time for me. If I were asked to shoot this cover 3 or even 4 years ago, I don't think I would have been prepared for something like this. So I feel like this project came to me at just the right time. So if you're wanting to do something like this in the future, just remember to keep pushing and working hard, because it will definitely pay off. I never would have thought when I first picked up a camera that I would be looking at one of my photos on the cover of a magazine, whether it's big or small. So just know that if you work hard, it will pay off just like it did for me. So I hope you guys were able to learn more about building out concepts and laying out your ideas before shoot days. I know I spent endless hours on photos that never end up seeing light of day because I was trying to execute them before I was actually ready. And as always, please let me know if you guys have any extra questions. I'd be happy to answer them in the comments below. And if you guys want to see more videos like these, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.